Hi kids, welcome to LEGO Club. If you were with us last week, you should know that as Joshua and Israel followed God's instructions, they were victorious against the quivering Jericho. But there is a slight problem. Jericho is not the only city in the Promised Land they must conquer. This shouldn't be much of an issue, of course, because as long as they follow God's direction, you will be protecting them all the way through. If you know anything about people, you will know that following God's direction is easier said than done. We pick up in Joshua chapter 7, right after the fall of Jericho, and of course the saving of the prostitute and her family from the slaughter, as promised. Here you will see that a certain man named Achan has already gone astray. Verse 1. But the Israelites were unfaithful in regard to the devoted things. Achan, son of Karmi, the son of Zimri, the son of Zerah of the tribe of Judah, took some of them. So the Lord's anger burned against Israel. Now Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which was near Beth-aven to the east of Bethel, and told them, Go up and spy out the region. So the men went up and spied out Ai. They returned to Joshua. They said, Not all the army will have to go up against Ai. Send 2,000 or 3,000 men to take it, and do not weary the whole army, for only a few people lived there. So about 3,000 went up, but they were routed by the men of Ai, who killed about 36 of them. They chased the Israelites from the city gate as far to the stone quarries and struck them down on the slopes. At this, the hearts of the people melted in fear and became like water. Now, something to realize is that God made them say something in the previous chapter about what they were going to do with Jericho. The key thing is that they weren't supposed to take any of its riches, for God gave them the land, not the riches that were stolen from Jericho or anything else. Now we go back in verse 6. Then Joshua tore his clothes and fell face down to the ground before the ark of the Lord, remaining there till evening. The elders of Israel did the same, and sprinkled dust on their heads. And Joshua said, Alas, sovereign Lord, why did you ever bring this people across the Jordan to deliver us into the hands of the Amorites to destroy us? If only we had been content to stay on the other side of the Jordan. Pardon your servant, Lord. What can I say, now that Israel has been routed by its enemies? The Canaanites and the other people of the country will hear about this, and they will surround us and wipe out our name from the earth. What then will you do for your own great name? The Lord said to Joshua, Stand up! What are you doing down on your face? Israel has sinned. They have violated my covenant, which I commanded them to keep. They have taken some of the devoted things. They have stolen. They have lied. They have put them with their own possessions. That is why the Israelites cannot stand against their enemies. They turn their backs and run because they have been made liable to destruction. I will not be with you anymore unless you destroy whatever among you is devoted to destruction. Now, as you can see, God isn't very happy about Achan and what he's done. In fact, he is rather mad. But if you know from the earliest parts of the Bible, God knows exactly who wrongs him, and he knows exactly where they are. But it's up to the people of Israel to come clean or not. So, continuing in verse 13, Go, consecrate the people. Tell them, consecrate yourselves in preparation for tomorrow. This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. There are devoted things among you, Israel. You cannot stand against your enemies until you remove them. In the morning, present yourselves tribe by tribe. The tribe the Lord chooses shall come forward clan by clan. The clan the Lord chooses shall come forward family by family. And the family the Lord chooses shall come forward man by man. Whoever is caught with the devoted things shall be destroyed by fire, along with all that belongs to him. He has violated the covenant of the Lord and has done an outrageous thing in Israel. Early the next morning, Joshua had Israel come forward by tribes, and Judah was chosen. The clans of Judah came forward, and the Zerhites were chosen. The clans of the Zerhites came forward by family, and Zimri was chosen. Joshua had the family come forward man by man, and Achan, the son of Karmi, the son of Zimri, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, was chosen. Exactly the man who wronged him. Who wronged God. That isn't in the verse. So, now we return in verse 19. Then Joshua said to Achan, My son, give glory to the Lord, the God of Israel, and honor him. Tell me what you have done. Do not hide it from me. Now, If you are Achan in this position, you know nothing good is going to come of this for you. At least I think you know. And I'm certain there's that little idea that it's probably better off for you to just keep lying because you're about to die if you don't. But what Achan does is truly incredible. In verse 20, Achan replied, "It is true, I have sinned against the Lord, the God of Israel. This is what I have done. When I saw in the plunder a beautiful robe from Babylonia, 200 shekels of silver and a bar of gold weighing 50 shekels, I coveted them and took them. They are hidden in the ground inside my tent, with the silver underneath." Achan confessed without hesitation. He was asked what he did, and he did not hide it. Of course, Achan does not get such a good ending despite telling the truth in the midst of the sin. Continuing in verse 22, "So Joshua sent messengers. They ran to the tent, and there it was, hidden in his tent with the silver underneath. They took the things from the tent, brought them to Joshua and the Israelites, and spread them out before the Lord. Then Joshua, together with all Israel, took Achan, son of Zerah, the silver, the robe, the gold bar, his sons and daughters, his cattle, donkey and sheep, his tents, and all that he had, to the valley of Achan. Then Joshua said, 'Why have you brought this trouble on us? The Lord will bring trouble on you today.' Then all of Israel stoned him, and after they had stoned the rest, they burned them. Over Achan they heaped a large pile of rocks, which remains to this day. Then the Lord turned from his fierce anger. Therefore that place has been called the Valley of Achan, or the Valley of Trouble, ever since." You see, Achan didn't get a good ending because he had sinned. But what he did was still right. This may be troubling to some of us, but you need to realize sometimes, doing the right thing is going to cost you your life. But you wouldn't have gotten there without doing something bad. But tell me, is God not merciful? Do you think God is going to leave him in hell because of what he has done? I don't think so. What he did was give his family a redemption for the next life, not for this one. He couldn't be redeemed here, but he asked for forgiveness by confessing to his sins. That's something we need to remember. Sometimes we make really bad mistakes. Things that we know are going to get us in trouble, even when we tell the truth. But it is better to leave the truth at the door, to tell everyone in the world what you've done wrong, rather than leave it in secrecy to burn you in hell once this life is over. Today we're trying something different, where I'm going to be putting the photos on the screen rather than doing it by hand in front of you. So, step 1, as with most weeks, is going to be grabbing a green base plate. It's the same one we always use, which is 12 studs long and 6 studs wide. Then, you're going to grab a yellow 2x4, a brown 2x3, and a brown 2x2 circular brick. Once you have all of those together, you are going to put the brown 2x3 into the left corner of your set. Then you're going to put the left bottom corner. Then you're going to put the brown 2x2 round in the top left corner. And then you're going to grab the 2x2 yellow and put it right next to them, not on either corner or either edge. So there will be a 1 stud gap between both sides. Then you're going to grab a 1x2 brick with studs on the side, a 1x3 brick, and a 2x2 brick. You're going to place the 2x2 brick on top of the 1x2 brick and place the 1x3 brick on its side, connecting to the studs on the side of the 1x2 brick, making it look something like this. Then you're going to grab a clear 1x2 brick and another round 2x2 brick and place them like so. With this a 2x2 round brick also not touching the edge of the set, and this 1x2 brick connecting to the edge on the front of you, one brick to the side of the 2x2 round brick. Then you're going to work on the stone that'll be attached. You're going to grab a 1x2 brick, a 1x2 brick with studs on the side, and a 2x2 sloped clear piece. You're going to attach the clear piece on top of the 1x2 studs on the side piece, but not putting the slope on front of the studs on the side. You're going to put it behind. Then you're going to attach that to the 1x2 brick. Then you're going to grab another gray 2x2 brick, attach it to the side of the studs, and then put that on top of your little clear stand. Once you have that in place, you're going to grab two more clear 1x2 bricks and a sloping inward 2x2 brick. You're going to attach it like so, with the 2x2 bricks on the bottom, with the 1x2 bricks on the bottom, connecting to that 2x2 brick on the center. Grabbing two 1x1 brown cylindrical pieces, attaching them on top, and grabbing a orange 1x2 slope and a red 2x2 slope. You're going to flip them over. See how they have holes on the bottom, little circle bits? You're going to attach the stud of the orange one into the hole on the red one, and then attach the little connector circle on the orange one to the hole in the brown piece. That makes a torch. And then you're going to attach it on top of the cylindrical circle piece and connect it like so, with a one stud gap between the corner, the top right corner, and it's not touching any edges. And that's how you make this set. Now you might be wondering, what's it supposed to be? Well, what you see here is that this is the wood that would surround the stuff they're going to burn. The gray is the stone because they got stoned. And finally, the little red and brown pieces are the torch, because they're going to burn the gold and the people, so that nothing that is sinned before the Lord is still amongst him and Israel. If you're wondering, by the way, as soon as the Valley of Trouble was behind them, they absolutely demolished Ai. Thank you for tuning in, and God loves you very much, and so do I. Ta-ta!